Kelly was a 35-year-old homemaker, spending her days with her 3-year-old daughter, Mia. Kelly's life revolved around Mia, and her days were busy yet filled with happiness. Mia was a lively and energetic child, always making new discoveries and excitedly reporting them to her mother. Mia's smile was the greatest comfort for Kelly, fueling her enthusiasm for parenting. After Mia was born, Kelly's life had changed drastically. Previously a busy lawyer, she now devoted herself to her family, cherishing the time spent with her daughter. Her husband, Danny, continued his work as a lawyer, supporting the family. However, Kelly had begun to notice a change in Danny's attitude recently. Every morning, Kelly woke Mia up, prepared breakfast, and took her to daycare. During this time, she managed household chores such as cleaning, laundry, and shopping. In the afternoon, she would pick Mia up and spend time together at the park or reading picture books. Mia especially loved picture books, getting absorbed in stories about animals and princesses. With each day, Kelly felt satisfied with her decision as she witnessed her daughter's growth. While Mia was at daycare, Kelly had some time to herself, but her thoughts were always filled with Mia. Contemplating her daughter's growth and future became an important moment for Kelly. She wished for Mia to grow up healthy and happy, doing her utmost to make daily life fulfilling. Danny's late returns home started sometime after Mia's birth. Initially, Kelly believed his excuses of being busy at work without doubt. However, as she felt his interest in the family fading, her anxiety grew. Danny's demeanor became cold, showing indifference even towards Mia. Despite this, Kelly continued her efforts to protect her family, hoping for Danny's return. She cooked his favorite meals, maintained the home, and waited with Mia. Occasionally, seeing Danny's smile gave Kelly a sense of relief. But such moments were becoming rare, spreading more anxiety within her. Kelly had no regrets about the path she chose. But she struggled with how to address the growing distance in their marriage. She felt it necessary to discuss and understand each other's feelings more. But Danny avoided such opportunities. Kelly's strong desire to protect her family for Mia's sake persisted. One day, while playing with Mia, Kelly suddenly realized something. This can't continue, I need to become stronger. For both Mia and herself, she renewed her determination to confront Danny. This resolve would become the first step in significantly altering her life. With her newfound determination, Kelly began to take actions towards envisioning a future for her family. However, unforeseen events lay ahead. Kelly had once thought that marrying Danny would lead to a happy family life. They had worked together at the same law firm, sharing a passion and goals for their work. However, she noticed a gradual change in Danny's attitude after Mia's birth. Mia's arrival was a great joy for Kelly but also introduced new challenges to their marriage. Initially, Danny showed interest in Mia, but gradually his interest waned. His returns home became later, and his time at home decreased. Kelly tried to understand his busyness, but she began to suspect there might be another reason behind it. Danny started to avoid spending time at home, and his communication with both Kelly and Mia decreased. Even when he was home, he would often be on his smartphone or computer, avoiding conversation with Kelly and Mia. When Kelly tried to talk to him, Danny often responded absent-mindedly. His attitude became cold, and it seemed like his love for the family was fading. One day, Kelly inadvertently saw a message on Danny's smartphone from another woman. The message was clearly intimate. Kelly felt a sharp pain in her heart but said nothing at the moment. However, a definite distrust began to grow within her, getting stronger over time. Danny's behavior worsened, and he even started to verbally abuse Kelly. He would say things like, "You have it easy as a homemaker," completely disregarding Kelly's efforts and struggles. His words deeply wounded Kelly and shattered her self-esteem. Confused and saddened by Danny's changed demeanor, Kelly was still desperate to keep her family together. Kelly considered consulting her in-laws but decided to try to resolve things on her own, hoping for an improvement in Danny's attitude. However, As Danny's cold demeanor continued and his returns home became increasingly late, Kelly began to feel isolated. Her desire to protect the family for Mia's sake was strong. But as her relationship with Danny deteriorated, Kelly became exhausted. Eventually, Danny's time at home became minimal, and when he did return, he would immediately seclude himself in his room. Kelly tried to talk to him several times, but Danny would dismiss her, saying, "I'm busy," leaving Kelly's anxieties to mount. As his insincerity became more apparent, Kelly felt something inside her breaking. Kelly realized she had to do something for herself and Mia. To repair their relationship, she needed to confront the root of the problem. She could not overlook his dishonest behavior. Kelly resolved to investigate the cause of Danny's change in attitude, and vowed to continue trying to talk to him. She decided to fight to protect her family and was ready to take the first step. The anxiety and doubts that sprouted in Kelly's heart became the driving force behind her actions, and her determination would significantly alter her family's future. Kelly and Danny's initial meeting dates back about 10 years. They worked at the same law firm. At the time, Kelly was a novice lawyer, and Danny was a senior lawyer with several years of experience. Kelly was respected by her colleagues and supervisors for her earnest nature and dedication to her work. And Danny also appreciated her sincerity and effort. Their first conversation occurred at an office party. They connected over work and shared hobbies, discovering many commonalities, particularly their strong sense of mission and justice as lawyers. After the party, Danny asked for Kelly's contact details, and their interaction began. Gradually, Kelly and Danny started to meet privately and spend more time together. They deepened their understanding of each other's values and perspectives on life through movies and meals. Danny was drawn to Kelly's earnestness and kindness, and Kelly was charmed by Danny's reliable nature and warmth. A year into their relationship, Danny proposed to Kelly. Despite their busy careers, they supported and understood each other well. Danny proposed at the park where they had their first date, nervously but earnestly presenting Kelly with a ring. Moved, Kelly tearfully said yes. Their wedding was grand, celebrated by family, friends, and colleagues. Danny's parents warmly welcomed Kelly into the family. His father, a well-respected local lawyer, held Kelly in high regard, telling her, "I'm glad someone as serious as you is joining our family." After the marriage, Kelly chose to live with Danny's parents. She continued to work in her father-in-law's law firm, striving to balance home and work. Danny's mother treated Kelly like a daughter, generously offering advice on housekeeping and parenting. With their warm support, Kelly felt secure in building her family. Their relationship thrived, and their time together was filled with happiness. However, after Mia was born, Danny's behavior began to change. As the burden of childcare increased, Kelly felt less supported by Danny, leading to growing anxiety. As Danny started coming home later and spending less time at home, Kelly felt increasingly isolated. In her efforts to mend their relationship, Kelly deepened her bond with her in-laws. Her father-in-law looked sternly upon Danny's behavior and listened seriously to Kelly's concerns. Her mother-in-law also understood Kelly's troubles and was always ready to offer advice. With the support of her in-laws, Kelly was able to maintain her emotional balance. Kelly reaffirmed her family bonds and, with the help of her in-laws, began to seek ways to repair her relationship with Danny. Her father-in-law said, "Kelly, we're with you, so please consult us about anything." And her mother-in-law encouraged her, "You're not alone, we're here to support you." Kelly decided not only to solve the problem by herself, but also to involve her entire family in the resolution. This determination would become the foundation of her actions from then on, and would significantly influence her family's future. Kelly's life changed dramatically after Mia was born. Caught up in the demands of childcare and housework, her relationship with her husband Danny also gradually shifted. Previously, Danny would come home immediately after work to spend time with his family. But recently, he had been coming home later. Whenever Kelly asked him why he was late, Danny would only excuse himself by saying he was busy with work. One day, while playing with Mia in the living room, Danny's smartphone rang. Danny was in the bath, so Kelly picked up the smartphone and saw a message on the screen that read, "I love you," from an unknown sender, which made her feel uneasy. That night, Kelly decided to confront Danny. After putting Mia to bed and after dinner, she quietly approached him. "I saw a message on your smartphone today. Who is it from?" Danny initially looked surprised but quickly regained his composure and replied, "Just a colleague from work." However, Kelly's unease did not disappear. Intuitively, she felt something was being hidden. Danny's increasing coldness towards the family, his late returns home. And that message seemed to be part of a bigger issue. As time passed, Kelly became more sensitive to changes in Danny's attitude. As he spent less time at home, her suspicions deepened. One day, while cleaning the house, Kelly found a photo in Danny's desk of him looking friendly with a young woman, clearly showing he had been lying. Kelly was shocked but tried to remain calm. She kept the photo as evidence and decided to investigate further. When Danny came home, she confronted him again, showing him the photo. "What is this?" Danny lost words for a moment but then defiantly said, "What's wrong with it? It's none of your business." That comment made Kelly feel as if something inside her snapped. His attitude had completely changed, showing no sign of caring for the family anymore. Kelly became certain that Danny was betraying the family and having an affair. His cold attitude and harsh words continued to erode her spirit. Kelly decided to consult her in-laws. Her father-in-law and mother-in-law listened seriously to her. Her father-in-law said, "This is a serious issue. We will protect you no matter what." And her mother-in-law also encouraged her, "Kelly, we will support you." Kelly, bolstered by the support of her in-laws, resolved to confront Danny's infidelity and verbal abuse. She began to carefully observe his behaviors, noting his return times, frequency of outings, and his attitude at home. Additionally, she checked his smartphone and computer history for evidence of his affair. At this point, Kelly had given up trying to talk with Danny, realizing that discussion was pointless unless his attitude changed. She felt she needed to be strong for Mia while still harboring feelings of love for Danny. Kelly's resolve solidified, and she began to plan countermeasures against Danny with her in-laws. Her father-in-law suggested considering legal actions, and Kelly agreed. She was determined to confront Danny's infidelity and verbal abuse thoroughly and prepared to protect her family. Kelly's actions would significantly alter her and Mia's future, and her determination marked the beginning of her new battle. One day, after finishing dinner cleanup, Kelly spent a relaxed evening in the living room with Mia, as Danny had not yet returned home, which was no longer unusual. While reading a picture book to Mia, Kelly thought about her future life. That night, Danny came home later than usual. His expression was unnaturally bright, which momentarily made Kelly feel uneasy, but she acted as if nothing was wrong. After putting Mia to bed, Danny entered the living room, clearly different than usual. Proudly puffing up his chest and smirking, Danny declared to Kelly, "I'm getting married to my 19-year-old lover." Hearing this, Kelly's mind went blank. She was left speechless and unable to respond. Enjoying Kelly's surprise and confusion, Danny continued, "Young girls are just better. They're nothing like you," he said disdainfully, showing a triumphant expression. These words hurt Kelly deeply, and she felt a crushing sensation in her chest. His ruthless attitude left her standing frozen. Furthermore, Danny claimed that he had forgotten to submit a marriage registration form, so legally, he was not married to Kelly. "So it's not cheating, and there's no division of property," he said. Stunned yet trying to remain composed, Kelly couldn't immediately judge the truth in his words. But his attitude was clearly selfish and irresponsible. Kelly took a deep breath and tried to calm herself internally. She recalled the evidence she had gathered and prepared to confront Danny with composure. She decided to remain strong and not be swayed by his words. Kelly realized it was time to stop being passive and to stand up for herself and her daughter. "You know nothing," Kelly said quietly. Danny's face showed a moment of surprise. But he quickly tried to hide his irritation. "What do you mean by that?" he retorted. However, Kelly's expression did not change, and she continued speaking slowly. "You've been unfaithful, and I've recorded all the verbal abuse and actions you've taken against me," Kelly declared. Danny was momentarily bewildered, his face paled. Kelly continued, "You've broken the rules you should uphold as a lawyer. And I've already kept evidence of the lowest acts you've committed as a person." At that moment, Danny's expression completely changed, his face turning pale. He tried to retort, but no words came out. Kelly pressed on, "From now on, I will take legal action against you." "You are not as strong as you think," she said calmly. Kelly went on. "You will leave this house. We no longer need you. Your actions are not forgivable, and we need to move forward to carve out a new future," she declared firmly. Danny was completely overwhelmed by her words, unable to respond. His previously confident demeanor crumbled, and his face showed a mix of fear and confusion. Kelly, observing his reaction, renewed her resolve internally. She felt strongly that she must win this fight for Mia's sake. Kelly left the scene and reported to her father-in-law and mother-in-law. Her father-in-law said strongly, "Well done, Kelly. You've taken the first step. From now on, we will proceed with legal proceedings and do everything we can to protect you and Mia's future." Her mother-in-law also encouraged her, "Kelly, you were truly splendid. We are with you, so don't worry about anything." Encouraged by her in-laws' words, Kelly steeled her heart for the legal proceedings that were about to begin. Her strong will and determination to protect her family deepened. This strength became the driving force to brighten her and Mia's future. At this moment, Kelly felt truly empowered. She was no longer a victim but a warrior ready to fight to change her situation. Strengthening her bond with her in-laws and gaining their support, Kelly solidified her determination to confront Danny. Her heart shone with hope and a strong will for the future. And so, Kelly was ready to take the next step towards a new future. Her strong will and determination would become a significant force in the battles ahead, paving the way for a happier future for her and Mia. After Kelly confronted Danny with evidence of his infidelity, he was completely silenced and left the room without a word. His demeanor had changed completely. He seemed utterly defeated by Kelly's resolve and composure. However, over the next few days, his behavior at home became increasingly erratic. One night, after Kelly had put Mia to bed, Danny returned home. His eyes mixed with anger and despair, he seemed resolute about something. Kelly felt uneasy but decided to remain calm and confront him. "Kelly, I'm not leaving this house." "You leave," he demanded in a cold voice. Surprised by his words, Kelly responded firmly. "I'm not going anywhere. You should leave. This is mine and Mia's home." At that moment, Danny completely lost his temper and tried to grab Kelly, shouting, "Don't mess with me." However, before he could reach her, her father-in-law suddenly appeared and firmly grabbed Danny's arm. "Stop, Danny. Don't do anything foolish," her father-in-law said sternly. Danny momentarily looked confused, then anger crossed his face as he tried to shake off his grip. But her father-in-law's grip was strong, and Danny couldn't move. "You still don't understand how foolish you're being. It's not acceptable to hurt Kelly and Mia. Leave this house immediately," her father-in-law commanded calmly yet firmly. Overwhelmed, Danny's face went pale. Her mother-in-law also hurried over. "Kelly, are you okay?" she asked worriedly. "Yes, I'm fine," Kelly replied, though her voice trembled. Her mother-in-law hugged her, trying to reassure her. Releasing Danny's arm, her father-in-law repeated, "I won't allow you to hurt Kelly and Mia anymore. Leave now." Defeated, Danny had no choice but to obey. He left the house and did not return. Afterward, Kelly, with the support of her in-laws, took measures to ensure Danny could not return. She consulted with the police and applied for a restraining order. Her father-in-law's experience as a lawyer was invaluable, and the proceedings went smoothly. On the day the restraining order was officially enacted, Danny received the legal documents and realized he could no longer approach the house. Though he trembled with anger, he could not defy the legal constraints. This legally barred him from the home, ensuring that he could no longer come near Kelly and Mia. After Danny left the house, Kelly began preparing to start a new life with her in-laws. She organized the house and tried to erase Danny's traces as much as possible to shift her mindset toward a new beginning. Her mother-in-law helped her and encouraged her, "From now on, let's build a happy life for you and Mia." As Kelly organized the house, she reflected on the past events, and various emotions swirled inside her. Each memory of Danny pained her, but she resolved to shake off the past to move forward. She told herself that she must be strong for Mia. Her father-in-law was organizing evidence and preparing for legal action against Danny's infidelity and verbal abuse. Kelly also worked with her father-in-law on the legal proceedings, preparing to claim compensation and child support from Danny. She renewed her determination to protect her rights and secure Mia's future. One day, Kelly visited a law firm with her father-in-law to discuss the lawsuit. Her father-in-law said, "Kelly, we will do everything legally possible to protect you and Mia. We will support you fully to uphold your rights and ensure justice." Encouraged by these words, Kelly further strengthened her resolve to proceed with the legal actions. She prepared to file a lawsuit against Danny for compensation and child support. With her father-in-law's support, Kelly was determined to forge a future on her own strength. Meanwhile, having lost everything, Danny completely lost his confidence and became isolated. He faced the consequences of his actions and reflected on his past lifestyle. Unable to regain his status as a lawyer and having lost social credibility, he was shunned. Danny deeply felt the weight of his mistakes and spent days tormented by regret. He attempted to apologize to Kelly multiple times, but she never accepted his apologies. Kelly had resolved to build a new future without depending on him. Kelly continued preparing for a new life with Mia. She looked for a new job and planned for financial independence. With the support of her in-laws, Kelly looked positively toward the future and resolved to live strongly. Her mother-in-law said gently, "Kelly, you are truly strong. We are with you, so don't worry about anything." Kelly deeply appreciated these words and felt hopeful about the future. And so, Kelly took a step toward a new future. Her strong will and determination would become a significant force in the challenges ahead, paving the way for a happy future for her and Mia. Kelly moved forward without being trapped by the past, walking into a new life on her own terms. While Kelly and Mia began their new life on a fresh track, Danny's life rapidly deteriorated. He faced the consequences of his actions, becoming completely isolated after losing his position and credibility. He struggled to find a new job, but the journey was harsh. Danny relied on his past connections, seeking help from former colleagues and friends. But everyone turned him away coldly. His infidelity and verbal abuse had become widely known, making law firms reluctant to hire him. Knowing his bad reputation had spread, Danny felt overwhelmed by despair. One day, Danny visited a former boss to seek employment. The boss listened to him and said with a sigh, "Danny, what you did is unforgivable. I cannot give you a chance to start over. It's impossible for you to work here." And coldly dismissed him. Danny despaired and left the place dejected. He continued to visit multiple law firms seeking a new job but was rejected everywhere. His past actions prevented him from regaining trust, and he realized that a comeback as a lawyer was impossible. Danny was crushed and gradually lost hope. He gave up on returning to the legal profession and tried to find employment in other fields. But that too did not go well. His resume listed his experience as a lawyer, but the scandals behind it deterred companies from hiring him. He moved from one day job to another, living a life far from his past glory. Kelly heard about Danny's situation but felt no sympathy for him. She was determined to move forward for her and Mia's future without being trapped by the past. With the support of her in-laws, Kelly worked hard to build a new life. Meanwhile, Danny's life became increasingly difficult. He worked desperately to earn a living, but he could not secure a sufficient income. His heart grew rougher, and as he became isolated from society, he deeply felt the weight of the mistakes he had made. One day, sitting on a park bench, Danny reflected on his life. He regretted having lost everything for a moment of pleasure, and belatedly recognized the foolishness of his actions. However, this regret did not improve his situation. He continued to pay the price for his mistakes in loneliness and despair. Kelly, while hearing about Danny, chose to focus on her own life. She found a new job and worked hard to provide a stable life for Mia. With the support of her in-laws, her life gradually regained stability. Occasionally, Kelly thought of Danny, but it no longer disturbed her peace. She had overcome the past and was determined to move towards a new future. Her heart harbored a strong will to build a happy life with Mia. Danny continued to struggle in finding a job, unable to regain his former glory. His downfall was complete, and regaining a social position became impossible. He carried the weight of his mistakes as he lived a lonely life. Kelly took steps toward a new future, working hard to build a happy life for herself and Mia. Her strong will and determination became the driving force for a brighter future, supporting her and Mia's new life. Kelly, having seen Danny leave and her new life begin to take shape, steadily proceeded with the legal actions against him. With her father-in-law's help, she prepared to claim compensation and child support from Danny. This was aimed at securing financial stability for her and Mia, laying the foundation for their future. Kelly's father-in-law explained the legal procedures in detail and helped her prepare the necessary documents. Kelly, let's firmly claim what you rightfully deserve. We will support you fully, he said with conviction. Encouraged by his words, Kelly fortified her resolve for the legal actions ahead. First, Kelly began by investigating Danny's assets, including his bank accounts, real estate, and vehicles. With her father-in-law's help, she created a detailed list of these assets to establish what could be legally claimed. Next, Kelly determined the amount of compensation and child support to request. She considered the emotional distress caused by Danny's infidelity and verbal abuse, as well as the costs associated with raising Mia, calculating an appropriate amount. With advice from her father-in-law, she precisely figured the claim amounts and documented them in the legal papers. Kelly then officially initiated the lawsuit against Danny through her lawyer. The lawsuit included claims for compensation, child support, and division of property. She prepared all necessary documents and readied them for court submission. Danny was shocked upon receiving the lawsuit notice. Realizing he would have to pay for his mistakes, he was overwhelmed with despair. He hired a lawyer again to defend his position, but the evidence Kelly presented was indisputable, leaving him with little chance of overturning the case. The court proceedings began, and Kelly calmly presented her evidence and testified about Danny's infidelity and verbal abuse. Her evidence was compelling, and the court fully accepted her claims. Danny's lawyer struggled to defend him and eventually had to accept Kelly's demands. The court ruled in Kelly's favor, ordering Danny to pay a substantial amount in compensation and child support. It also clarified the assets Kelly was entitled to receive. Danny had no choice but to comply with the judgment, and his assets were divided in favor of Kelly and Mia. Although Kelly achieved a victory in court, it was just the beginning. She used the funds obtained to effectively plan for the future and Mia's upbringing. Her in-laws supported her new life fully, committed to moving forward together. One day, Kelly reported the completion of the procedures to the lawyer's office with her father-in-law. He praised her effort. "Well done, Kelly. This marks a settling of matters." Kelly expressed her gratitude. "Thank you. I could only have come this far with everyone's support." Following this, Kelly found a new job and began building a stable life with Mia. She was determined to carve out a future on her strength, not held back by the past. With her in-laws' support, her life gradually regained stability. Kelly continued to strive for a happy future for Mia, determined to keep pushing forward. Her strong will and resolve illuminated their future, becoming the backbone of their new lives. Thus, Kelly stepped into a new future, reclaiming her share of the property and compensation. Her strong will and resolve became a significant force in the battles ahead, paving the way for a happy future with Mia. By winning the legal battle against Danny, Kelly opened the path to a new life, securing a stable foundation for herself and Mia. First, Kelly used the funds to find a new home, selecting a property with careful consideration to provide a safe and secure environment for Mia. With her in-laws' help, she found the ideal home. As they prepared to move, Kelly and Mia grew excited about their future. The moving day arrived, and Kelly and Mia stepped into their new home, eager for the new life ahead. Kelly arranged the house, preparing a lovely room for Mia, who was thrilled with her new environment. Seeing Mia so happy, Kelly felt a deep sense of relief and joy. Kelly also found a new job and decided to become financially independent. Using her prior experience, she secured a part-time job at a law office. While balancing work and home life with the support of her in-laws, Kelly found her new job challenging yet fulfilling. Her father-in-law continued to oversee her legal matters, ready to assist with any issues. Kelly appreciated the support, feeling her bonds with her in-laws deepen. Kelly and Mia enjoyed their days, bonding through various activities like visiting parks and reading at the library. Mia quickly adapted to her new surroundings and grew up full of energy. Her smiles were Kelly's greatest comfort. Meanwhile, Danny faced isolation and continued to pay for his past mistakes. Unable to regain his social standing, his life became harsh. He faced the consequences of his actions and lived days filled with regret. There was no return to Kelly and Mia for him, his life had fallen apart completely. Kelly, however, chose to focus on her life, determined to look forward to the future positively. She harbored a strong will to build a happy future with Mia. One day, relaxing in the living room of their new home with Mia, who was happily drawing, Kelly smiled as she watched. Mia's drawing depicted them holding hands and laughing together, filling Kelly with a profound sense of happiness and hope for the future. Kelly expressed her gratitude to her in-laws. "Thank you truly. I could only have made it this far with your support." Her mother-in-law encouraged her, "Kelly, your strength has brought this happiness. Let's keep striving together." Kelly continued to give her all for Mia's sake, determined to build a happy future. Her strong will and determination brightened the future, supporting both her and Mia's new lives. Thus, Kelly overcame the conflict with her husband and was able to start a new life. Her resolve would be a significant force in any future challenges, paving the way for a happy future with Mia. As their new life stabilized, Kelly and Mia enjoyed their days happily. With the support of her in-laws, Kelly successfully balanced work and home life. One day, her father-in-law told her he needed to have an important conversation. A bit nervous, Kelly headed to his room. Her father-in-law began seriously, "Kelly, I've been wanting to discuss the future with you. Seeing you build a new life with the family makes me very proud." Kelly listened, sensing what might come next. He continued, "I'm getting older, and it's time I started reducing my workload at the law firm. I would like you to take over the firm." Shocked by the proposal, Kelly felt the weight of the responsibility. Her father-in-law's firm was well respected locally, and taking it over was a big challenge. She doubted whether she could fulfill the role. Seeing her expression, her father-in-law smiled kindly. "Kelly, I believe you can take over this firm capably. I am convinced by your efforts and achievements so far," he reassured her. Encouraged, Kelly began to regain her confidence. After some thought, she quietly responded, "Thank you. Taking over the firm is a huge challenge, but for Mia and my own growth, I want to try." Her father-in-law nodded with satisfaction. "I'm truly glad you will take over. Let's continue to work hard together." Kelly felt empowered by his words and resolved to step into this new responsibility. Following this, Kelly and her father-in-law started preparing for the transition. Learning about firm management. He shared his experience and knowledge generously, supporting her to confidently manage the firm. Kelly took each task seriously, acquiring the skills needed for running the firm. Mia also adapted well to the new environment, growing up healthily. While balancing work and family, Kelly cherished her time with Mia, supporting her development. Mia's smile remained Kelly's greatest encouragement. One day, having tea with her mother-in-law, Kelly reflected on her journey. Her mother-in-law said, "Seeing how hard you've worked, I am truly proud. Let's keep striving together." Grateful, Kelly responded, "Thank you. I'll keep doing my best." Kelly deepened her bonds with her in-laws while dedicating herself to managing the firm. She carved out a new future on her own strength, continuing to strive for a happy life with Mia. Her efforts bore fruit as the firm flourished and gained more trust from the community. Though Kelly's new challenges were just beginning, her strong will and determination were set to make the future bright. Alongside Mia and cherishing her bonds with her in-laws, she embarked on her new life. Thus, Kelly solidified her decision to take over her father-in-law's firm, moving forward with new responsibilities into the future. Her strong will and determination would continue to be a significant force, paving the way for a happy future for her and Mia.